Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to Nintendo Land in the grand year of 2025. And of course, to start the year, we have a super unique, amazing planned video for you guys. It's a Switch 2 video.
Oh my god!
Look, I get it, I understand. So to kind of combat this year until the Switch 2 actually does get revealed, I'm gonna make these videos a lot more interesting for you instead of just Switch 1 trailers playing across the screen. Like, I don't even think I could see this Super Mario Odyssey woman one more time. Could you imagine people out there like knowing her as the Odyssey woman? Like, that's literally who she is now. She can't escape it. Like, you see her on the side of the road, that's Odyssey girl. And yes, I can already sniff the comments talking about Nintendo Land, this is your 58th time talking about this is when the Switch 2 is gonna be revealed. Once again, I know, but I do believe I get a break for this one. It's a new year, and I believe this situation is a little bit different than past ones, and there's a lot of reasoning why, and I'm going to try to explain to you and maybe even convince you that there could indeed be a Switch 2 reveal literally any week now. Like, in this month of January, it feels inevitable, but let me explain why in a second. But let's start the new year off with a bang, because you apparently already did. Somehow yesterday, you guys got us 288 brand new subscribers. I don't even know how, when it's one of the only days I didn't post in a very long time. Sure, I guess, but thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. Let's see if we can get just as much with this video. But let me tell you why January, it's gonna be the month. Let's get this out of the way real quick. I am not confirming that this is happening this month. I'm not confirming anything. I'm not stating that it's happening. I'm not telling you that I'm betting on it happening. I wouldn't even place bets on it because I have lost so many times in the past. But I'm just telling you the way all the facts and everything is lining up, it makes the most logical sense. But as you know, Nintendo, they don't make the most logical sense. Every time we expect them to do something, they do the complete opposite. So yeah, I'm not betting anything on this month, because who knows what Nintendo's up to. But I have a very strong feeling why they're up to something this month. Enough yap, let's dive in. This one, duh, we're almost out of time. Yeah, Nintendo actually stated that we would know something by March 31st. This was back in May. We're now within 90 days of that deadline, so Nintendo is definitely pushing it. Why wait till February? Why even wait until March? Why not get it out to start the year, especially if the console is planned to release relatively soon? I still don't think it's going to release until early summer, like around May, maybe even June. Some people think even sooner, and if they're going to want to do that, they're going to want to reveal it relatively soon this year. Nintendo has another investors meeting coming up, and that's going to be on February 4th, which is clearly after January. And this will be the third investor meeting that they had since they announced that the Switch 2 would be revealed within the fiscal year. This would be the third time they would have to shut down investors about the console, which means they'd have to wait probably until like March or even April until they can talk for the next investors meeting about this console. I don't think Nintendo's going to go through a third investors meeting and still not bring this thing up. I mean, each one they've said something, with the first one actually announcing that they're going to announce the Switch 2 within the fiscal year. And in the second meeting, they announced backwards compatibility would be a thing. So they've clearly been giving us some bits of information each time. I feel like this next investors meeting, the Switch 2 would probably have to be revealed by then. It would just only make sense. And that's literally the beginning of February. This also just feels like the time, considering the fact that we just haven't had many presentations. Nintendo just completely skipped 2 Nintendo Directs last year, one in the beginning and one in the end. Thankfully, we got one in June. But yeah, we haven't had a Nintendo Direct since June. So it's been a very, very long time. There hasn't been really any big games to look forward to. The only real big game that we know of is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and we've only seen one reveal trailer of that. That game is supposed to actually launch this year, so we're not only due to see Switch 2, but we're mighty due to see some video games, because the whole slate of games that we got last year were some smaller titles, lots of ports, remakes, and remasters, where a lot of people are looking for the next big thing. Like the next big thing. Like, daggone Nintendo, at this rate, I don't know if I'm ever going to be alive to see the next 3D Mario or Mario Kart. Like, at this point, it's time to see it, at least. I don't even care about owning it or even playing the game. I just want to see the thing. And I feel like to start the year with a big bang of a Switch 2 reveal and show at least one of these games to me I feel like that's all we really want at this point. Let us be hype about something again. I feel like Nintendo's hype has been significantly down to the point where we're just getting these remakes and remasters. I mean, look at the schedule so far this year. Donkey Kong again, and we got Xenoblade Chronicles X again. Nintendo, please. Probably the biggest reason why this month makes sense, and the most obvious one if you've been online at all, especially Twitter, is that everything possible about the console is leaking right now. I mean, all the way back since like September, when Nintendo should have revealed the thing, we've been seeing leaks of renders that people were able to get of the console, files and internal specs, what the dock would look like, the Joy-Con, everything about the console. And every single leak we would get would actually be very consistent with the past leak, kind of giving us a really good idea as to what to expect from the console. And also the fact that these accessory companies are literally unhinged right now. Something happened where Nintendo must have had them sign NDAs and they must have expired towards the end of last year, maybe because Nintendo was supposed to reveal the thing last year. But all around the same time last year, around like the November-December range, all these companies started just teasing Switch 2, whether it be indie game studios just talking about their game coming to next Nintendo platform soon, and also the fact that these accessory companies were literally just showing models of Switch 2 within their accessories. How is this allowed? Once again, I do feel like there was a time set for Nintendo to reveal this thing last year, and something internally got pushed back. Some companies are literally like, we're doing this with or without you, Nintendo. Like the company Genki, which is an accessory brand, they have a booth media briefing on Tuesday, January 7th at 10 a.m., which is strange. That's literally next week. And the last sentence literally states, happy to discuss any Switch 2 info we may have, as well as the stuff we're making for it. Yeah, they don't care anymore. You know what? Add me to the list. I've been receiving emails from various different companies telling me that they have Switch 2 accessories that they would like to send my way, but they can't send them until like February, which is also very strange. Once again, making me feel like maybe Nintendo's doing something this month where they'll actually start revealing and releasing information, so that way companies can get stuff out like in February where we can get accessories early before the Switch 2 actually launches. I don't know, but this is weird. But if this is already bad, it's getting worse and worse for Nintendo. Literally the first day of the year already, we just get somebody dropping the motherboard of Switch 2. Yeah, we pretty much get to see lots of the internal specs of the console because somebody out there just disassembled the Switch. This was probably the worst thing that could happen right now because literally the last 2 days, all I've been reading is just a feud on Twitter right now between people that are still backing the console up, saying that we don't know for sure what the specs are going to be and you can't tell just from an image, and then a lot of people analyzing the specs and saying it's not as good as we thought it would be, and people already doom and glooming the Switch 2 when Nintendo still hasn't even said a word about it. So this isn't good. You got a fan base out there mad about a console that hasn't even been revealed, and then you got people trying to defend it. There's, false specs floating around out there. Nintendo needs to divide the rumors from the truth and what's real and what's not, and just give us the facts straight up as soon as they possibly can this year. And that should be within the next couple of weeks if Nintendo makes any sense and wants to survive all these leaks at all. These renders that you're seeing on screen right now are very, very close to the final product based on all the leaks that we've been getting. So this could very well be the Switch 2 that we're looking at right now. We just don't know. But yeah, it's also considering the fact that the Switch 2 just seems like a slightly better Switch with a couple extra buttons. Nintendo really needs to show people why this console is going to be so different in the first place, and please show us some games. I know this might sound silly, but yeah, Christmas is done. That's kind of a big thing here. Now, a lot of people felt that Nintendo just wasn't going to reveal anything because of their holiday sales, and it looks like maybe that was actually the case. I can't believe it because for some reason they really wanted to get out that third Mario Party. But it was very clear that Nintendo had games that they didn't want to interfere with, and they didn't even want to bring Switch 2 into the mess. They had Brothership, they also had Echoes of Wisdom, so they wanted those games to reach their sales, but sales are down. Yeah, Switch sales are not reaching what Nintendo thought they would this holiday, and we don't know the actual holiday sales and probably won't know until this February investors meeting, but yeah, it seems like Nintendo is still on a steady decline. I'm sorry, not even Donkey Kong again can fix this one. And what can be more rest assuring than rumors? I mean, we've never been led astray before. Look, I have fell victim to believing every single past rumor. I've covered them, I've talked about them. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I thought for sure something was happening at the beginning of this year in March because Nintendo just skipping the Nintendo Direct and having a partner showcase instead. Nothing happened. I really thought something would happen in September. That just made a lot of sense, especially when all the leaks were coming out, and they also didn't have a Nintendo Direct in September, and also moved all those presentations at the end of August, combining an indie world and a third-party showcase. Still no. I even had a little bit of hope for October. Nothing. So why do I have hope for January? Because it's not because of the rumors this time. It's literally from everything else. But might as well talk about some of the rumors that are out there right now because there's a lot that is saying that something is happening in January, whether you believe it or not. I don't know. Nintendo Talk put out a tweet saying that from his source, Nintendo to reveal Nintendo Switch 2 in January. This is coming from a major third-party developer contact I have. Here's what they say about the console. Get ready to play modern AAA offerings on your Nintendo systems in 2025. There's been one guy that people have been keeping an eye on because he seemed to have some inside information. Nintendo Prime actually tweeted, reminder, this is the guy responsible for the Nintendo Switch 2 January 8th date and then trying to resend everything and point fingers at everyone else to keep the ninjas away. He has deleted every post he's ever made. So a lot of people have been looking at this as like the Nintendo ninjas caught up to him, and so he's hurry up and just blamed everybody else for making that rumor leak of the 8th and actually deleted all his stuff. It's pretty weird, honestly. So yeah, maybe he knows something, maybe he doesn't. Yeah, even Sabrina Carpenter gets added to this, and Pharrell apparently, because apparently they're both working on like some type of music for the Switch 2, whether it be like a reveal trailer or something. Who knows if it's like espresso, because there is like a lyric talking about switch it up like Nintendo. So I don't know, Nintendo's corny. They'll probably do something like that. So somehow we made it into the era where Sabrina Carpenter is giving us Switch leaks. What is this timeline? Look, those are the facts, and that's the information we have. And I'm sure as the days go on, we'll probably get even more information about Switch 2, or more rumors about it, and more leaks of the specs and pictures of the console until Nintendo finally steps up to the plate and reveals the thing. So here's hoping that in the next couple of weeks, we actually do get a proper reveal of Switch 2. It's the beginning of 2025. Let's start it off right, baby. Come on, Nintendo. Give us what we've been waiting for. It's Switch 2 time. Time to get hype. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land. Let me tell you why the Switch 2 is going to be revealed in February.